Hey, NK. So sorry for not getting this to you sooner, but I just wanted to walk you through. It looks like you went through parts 1 through 3 on the chapter 7 homework, or I'm sorry, the module 7 homework. So the only one you have open is the part 4 of that question, and I wanted to walk you through the solution. So your numbers are going to be a little bit different than what you see here on your screen, but I wanted to just, the mechanics of solving this are exactly the same. So we have Video Planet. They sell a TV that could come with a remote and installation services. Right. So if we think about what's going on here, we have 3 parts, right? 3 parts in a single sale. We have the TV, we have the remote, and we have the install, right? And all of these things, somebody could purchase them for $1,900. Oops. $1,900 total. Okay. All right. So when these things sell separately, they're telling us, let's see, the TV, if it's purchased without the remote and the installation, the TV would cost $1,750. All right, $1,750. The remote would cost $100. But we don't know what the installation would cost because it says Video Planet does not sell the installation services separately. So we don't know what the standalone price is for the installation. All right. So to split up this $1,900 into these 1, 2, 3 parts, we need to know that. So what we want to do is we want to say, oh, that was too big. Let's undo that. I'm going to do this. We want to split these up. So we want to, ideally, we want to say, well, if these things were bought separately, the customer would pay $1,750 for the TV. They would pay $100 for the remote and X amount for the install. And so in total, if the customer bought these separate, they would pay this total. Okay. But they're going to get a discount. They're not buying these separately. Because they're buying it in a bundle, they're going to get a discount. So this total might be something like $2,300 or something like that. And so that by bundling these 3 components together, the customer gets a discount. Right? So what we want from this then is not the total. So we're not interested in these specific numbers, but what we are interested in is what percentage of this total is the TV? What percentage of the total is the remote? What percentage of the total is the install? And we can calculate the percentages and then use those percentages to allocate or split up this $1,900. All right? That's the idea. So because we don't know the install, we have to estimate the install, and there's 3 ways of doing it. We could use the adjusted market approach, which basically says, hey, use the competitor's price. Use competitor's price. Right? So we'll just cheat, right? We'll cheat off of our competitor. What are they doing? What are they selling it for? The second approach would be to take your cost. How much does it cost you to provide the installation? That's pretty easy. And the third approach is the residual approach. Well, you know how much the TV and the remote cost. You have an idea of what the package costs, so we can back into whatever the install cost. All right. So let's get some stuff out of our way here. So I'm just going to erase this. And so let's take the adjusted market approach. This is really easy here in this problem. So the adjusted market approach says that the remote is sold by competitors for 100. Wait. Not 100. The VP does not sell the installation services separately. VP is aware that other similar vendors charge $150 for the installation services. Right? Now, typically we would say, all right, well, they're charging $150, but we typically charge 10% more than our competitors. So we're going to add 10% to that. But they're not saying that here. They're simply saying our competitors charge 150, and we can assume that we would use the 150 then also. So the answer to 1 is 150. What about 2, the cost plus margin approach? So the problem says Video Planet estimates it incurs $100 of compensation and other costs for Video Planet staff to provide installation services. So there's your cost. So the cost plus margin approach says take your cost and multiply it by 1 plus your normal profit margin. And that becomes your standalone selling price. So here our cost, you'll see, is 100, and the markup is 40%. So we're going to say 100 times 1 plus 40%. All right. And so this works out to 100 plus 1 or times 1.4 is equal to 100 times 1.4 is $140. So the answer to part 2 is 140. Okay. All right. So let's give us some room here. The last one is residual approach. And so then it says, the residual approach says take the bundled price, so the standalone price is equal to the bundled price, which is $1,900 here, and from that we're going to subtract the total for all the pieces of the sale where we know the standalone price. All right. So the bundled price is going to be $1,900. All right. So the customer can get all 3 for $1,900. Now it says the TV is $1,750 when it sells alone, and the remote is $100 when it sells alone. So if we do the math, $1,750 plus $100. So we know the standalone selling prices for $1,850 of this $1,900 total. So we know $1,850. So whatever is left over in the bundled price, that must be the standalone price. So in this method, we're going to get a standalone price of $50. All right, so the answer to part 3 is 50. All right, and the idea here is we want to split up this $1,900 into TV remote and install. The way we do that is we look at standalone selling price for TV remote and install, and we split it up based on the percentages of the total for standalone selling price. What do we do when we don't know standalone selling price? The answer is we use the adjusted market approach, we use the cost plus margin approach, or the residual approach to estimate the standalone selling price. And so these numbers here, the answers to this question, 150, 140, and 50, these are estimates of the standalone selling price. And so if it's an estimate, there could be different estimates depending on the method you used. All right, so NK, I hope this helps. I will see you tomorrow. Have a good one. I'll talk to you soon.